this chat the other time when talking about how we set a standard so high for people that when you tell the next person that you're disappointed about a small thing, people think, you're being dramatic. But because for us, the standard is very high.
Yeah.
So what you would say to me, friend, that's a 2. Somebody can look at it and be like, that's a solid 9.
Yeah. People can say, "Oh my gosh, she did so well," and then your friend
Yes.
is like, I don't know, I'm not impressed."
Yeah.
So what about
The best.
what was I forgot my own question.
No, the second question you had said, you said the one that I thought was not going to go well, ne?
Yeah.
And then actually went well.
No, the one that you thought was gonna go well.
Uh-huh.
Because with Mpumi's episode, you said you thought it wasn't going to go well because you know how you were. You know, like maybe your responses to questions or whatever, you felt like it didn't go as well.
Yes,
but then it did.
Yes.
It turned out to be a success.
Yeah.
But then now I think I'm trying like tell us about an episode that you felt really went well. You were like, this person is an amazing story. And I don't know, maybe it could be your first, like just any episode that you felt or you thought was gonna, you know, hit the mark for you and probably take you to that next level, and it didn't. And how then did you have the courage, you know, the motivation to, you know, get up again and keep trying?
I actually have 2, guys. If you've never watched these episodes, I need you guys to do it because I still feel like those were possibly my best. Huh?
So gropil.
Ningropid. Like Ningropid. Guys, you have to go there, tip, subscribe, share. So one of my best, even right now, I'm yet to do an episode where I feel like it's beyond that. It was with Uzolile Shude. And I say I enjoyed that episode, even how it went and everything, and even how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Because so the narrative, if you check, right, most people I've interviewed is women, right? It's always women holding it down. It's always women making sacrifices. It's always women quitting their studies. But with Uzolile, right, he's a teenage dad, right? He had to stop his matric so that he could look after his child, which is something that is usually done by
it's
women,
unheard of,
right?
Yeah.
And so like it really like triggered a certain light. And then after he took a break, he had to go work at Spur. It's usually women who do that. It's never men who do that. And then after going to work at Spur, he had to go back and repeat matric. And after repeating matric, he passed. Then he went to study law. He ended up working as a clerk at the Concord. And so, and these are the things that are normally done by women.
Yeah,
you know, because
that's
it's,
true.
with men, their lives continue after what you call a woman is pregnant. It's like you make a plan.
Yeah.
But to hear him actually say, you know what, I understood that I had to step up, and I stepped up, and not just step up, but I also understood that I had a dream. I had to go back to school. And imagine he was like a top student, and he had to drop out. And also after being a top student, he goes back to school and they tell him that, Lalela, we know that you're a top student and you want to be in matric. You have to go back in grade 11. And he was head boy of the school. So you can imagine the humiliation where it's like you have to go back and be led by people who you used to lead or people that used to look up to you.
Oh my word. I think I'm going to watch that episode.
Yes, I need you to watch that
You should
episode.
send me
Like,
the
it's
link.
the tea. Love it. And then another episode that I really thought was going to do well, and I think you guys really, really need to watch it. It was one with Yolanda. Yes, one with Yolanda and one with Bongani. There is a couple, man. Maybe I have 5 where I felt like you guys didn't do justice, and there's tea. And I think that's why I ended up resorting to, during December, trying to cut them into highlights. Because, you know, sometimes there's information, if I feel like if a person can get this, they could just change their whole life or their whole thought process. Because imagine you are having a conversation with one of the guys from production, and you're saying when you get back home, you want to change your goals, you want to evaluate
have to,
yourself. So
might have
sometimes
to.
it takes like 2 minutes for your whole life and perspective to be changed. So yeah. And how I come back from it, really, you know how I am, right? I talk. So those 30 minutes calls, 2-hour calls where you cut me off like, bro, I'm someone's wife. I have to go.
So you talk about it and you allow yourself to, you know.
Yeah, and I'm honest with myself. Like, I think one of the things that people sometimes they think maybe I'm hard on myself or I'm hard on them. I'm honest. If I look at an episode and I feel like you were playing games here, you were just maneuvering, I'm honest with
can
it,
acknowledge
and
that,
I take my L and be like, okay, I could have done better. I still have many more years of podcasting. I will do better. And I've been told by experts that the more you do it, the more you
Yeah.
get better.
On that note, yeah, do you compare yourself? Like, I mean, I'm assuming even with influencers, like when they post things, like if you have the same campaign, right? And now let's say you post, like we both have the Cappy campaign, and I post a reel, and it gets like, I don't know, 500,000 likes, and yours gets like 38. Do you look at those things? Do you sometimes look at the stats and you go,
So I don't deliberately do it. So how I do it, it's like unplanned, right? Let's say I'm scrolling on Instagram, ne? And then I see an interesting thing, maybe by an influencer. Then I listen. Then I'm like, oh, this is something I've said before. Or this is, remember how I told you about that other popular guy who builds a lot, who's a speaker? Where I say to you, these are things that you've even told me about. It's just unfortunate you don't have a big platform.
I forgot.
I'll tell you off camera because
Okay.
I don't want to get a lawsuit. But so say I'm scrolling on social media and then I see something of interest, then I listen. Then if it's something that I've said before, then I start checking, Corey, what are their
Sweet.
metrics?
Did
I'm
I-
like,
Oh.
I'm like, but I said this on YouTube. Why did I only get 500 views? Why is this person getting 2 million views? Or sometimes if we're within the same industry, I know it can be unhealthy. That's what I'm saying. I don't deliberately do it. I do it like once in a while. If we talk about similar things, I listen to your stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
like
No,
it's
I
bare
get that.
minimum.
I get
Or there's
that.
certain people that are doing well. And I think I was even telling someone, and you and our other friend group, we've actually discussed this, where you were telling me about that whole thing, where you're talking about what courses you want your child to do. Then we were saying,
yeah.
we were saying no creativity, they can go into it. And then you had that analogy of saying, but this is the thing, some of these success stories are 1 out of 99, right? So I think I've also just learned to say some people have a grace for certain things.
Yeah.
So they don't have to
And
excel.
sometimes it's your time.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Sometimes it's your season to like grow.
True.
It happens even with people that, like people in sports. For example, you can have one player that's dominating the football game for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But then Skasi Adlula, you have more people, younger people, creative people who then do new things
Yeah.
that allow them to dominate when their season comes. And I think that's just, sometimes how it works.
Yeah.
I think you're doing amazing. And the fact that just the quality, of the episode, I know how much you really, how you, when you started with the podcast, I remember your anxiety, when every time you think about, getting guests, like asking people to come to your podcast. And then when you actually did start and when you did have conversations with them, it was easy for you to get them to agree, and it doesn't, success, I don't think it has to, we have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, but sometimes it's just having, people that are around you, people that you don't know, agree to sort of like help you plant these seeds. And you're doing well, but you're doing well. So I know that
Thank
you're not going to
you.
compare yourself. It's natural, but I like the fact that it doesn't affect you.
No, because, and I think I'd say this over and over again, just have the right environment or the right people around you. Because I know that if I compare myself maybe internally, then I don't tell you. Then we have a conversation about something. Then you unconsciously affirm me like, you're a beast at this. You're goated.
Yeah.
You're so good. Then I'm like, which means that whole comparison doesn't matter anymore because there are people that actually are honest. And I think that's what I love as well. I have really honest friends who, my friends don't lie. Like they'll literally be like, you're messing around. The same hype I get when I'm doing great is the same hype I get when I'm slacking.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
you
so
can-
that
yeah.
actually carries me because I know that if I'm doing something wrong or something I could improve, I can. It's so funny. I was doing, so as I was doing highlights during the months of December, during the first of seasons, right? Remember when you watched the first episode, you say to me, do you want me to give you good news or bad news first, right? And then you say, you did so great. I love the confidence. I love this. And then you're like, but friend, you need to stop talking over people, right? And then, and then I watched the episodes and I realized I've actually improved.
Yeah.
You know, it's an
Yeah, you
intentional
did.
thing. And knowing that people that critique me, I, like, not to say they qualified like in the game, but I feel like they do it from a genuine space. That's why somebody asked me, how do you do with social media hate? I'm like, I don't care for those things because the people that are meant to critique me have done their work and we have dealt with the issues.
Like, do you always like receive that with grace? Like when your friends say stuff, right? Which obviously is meant to just help, make you better. The same way you can also, criticize me about
Sure.
something that I do to help me improve. Do you have days where you're like, well, do you have days where you disagree?
I
Right?
think for me it depends, ne? It depends on who's saying it and how close we are. Because
Okay.
I think how I always receive these criticisms, the reason why I don't appreciate criticism maybe from the public and I don't engage. Like you comment anything negative on my page, I keep quiet, I don't respond, I leave you alone because we don't know each other like that. So I know that when I tell you my deepest dreams, my deepest desires, you know my potential. Right?
Yeah.
You see the things that I can't see sometimes. So I know that you will not wake up and pick up the phone and be like, yes, yesterday you did this. I know that if you were to call me out on anything, it's usually from a place of love. The only time where I would be offended is if I'm having a bad day. But if it's a good day where we're having those chats of ours, like ketchup calls, it's never
Yeah,
really
and
that
then I
deep.
say
I note
something.
it down. I make a mental note. She said I speak over people. Do I agree? Before I catch offense, I go and
Then
watch.
you go and watch. Yeah.
Yes,
see
and
if
then
it's
I'm
got a
like,
point.
oh, you were right.
Yeah.
That's why you see every time we have a conversation where maybe you call me out, right? When it happens, I come back to you later and I'm like, now I get how you felt
Yeah.
when you're calling me out on this. I get it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
You do come back and you're like, sometimes I wish it happened immediately, but yeah, I'll take whatever you give me. I wanted to ask, what happened to you in vlogging?
So I'm slowly going to come back into vlogging, but for my fitness channel. I started a new channel. Please follow it. It's like wellness, fitness related.
I saw it yesterday and I was like, hi, Bo.
And
Hi. What's happening here?
so that's where I'm going to vlog occasionally. But the main reason why I stopped vlogging, right? I realized that I live a wholesome life, ne? A very wholesome life. But constantly trying to capture it does take away from me being in it. So it's like
yeah.
I almost always live through the lenses. I end up always having to watch the memories, right? And again, besides that, I think as we grow, because when you're younger, I didn't understand some of the concerns people would have, right? Or if they're comfortable or not. But now I get it. Like, it's like, if I'm going to vlog with you, are you in the mood to vlog? Are you in the best posture? Are you okay with it? Are you happy being put out there in that season? So I feel like for me, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of boundary crossing. And I'm just in a season where I'm learning to respect people's boundaries because the whole thing of vlogging, it has a lot to do with crossing people's boundaries. Because I also know how I feel sometimes when I'm seeing a person capturing a video and I don't know them and they're within the same space. The first thing I'm thinking, I'm like, why are you taking a video
Yeah,
of me?
you better block my face.
Yes, you see. So I've just said, you know what, maybe let's take it easy. But on the new channel, I am going to vlog like just my fitness journey,
Yeah.
my wellness journey, but it also won't be as frequent. And I've realized that for me, I love this. I do well. Like, let's sit and talk. Let's talk about current affairs. Let's talk about books or whatever. The whole vlogging thing, man. And yeah, you will spend 7 hours trying to edit a vlog and get 4 views and YouTube pays you 5 cents.
Yeah.
And there's a different influencer who's doing bare minimum, getting paid more. So I think, yeah.
Do you feel like not vlogging though has sort of like did it have an impact on your growth on YouTube? Do you feel like maybe were you growing more when you were vlogging, or do you feel like there's not much of a difference in terms of how many people frequent your channel, how many subscribers you get per day, per month? Like, do you look at that?
Yeah.
Or does it not really matter to you? It's okay. 2-3 years ago when I used to vlog and people used to see me, do certain things or in a certain light, they used to watch more and subscribe more. And now, or is it the opposite? Maybe people...
I think it's actually the opposite. It's so funny. I think people respect me more when I'm being serious. I don't even know how to put it, but I think when I'm being a clown, I land. It doesn't land. So I think people respect the setup more.
You said I should ask you fun questions. But then now it's tough for me to do that because I'm like, I don't know what you want to talk about. I don't know what you want to reveal.
So yeah, so usually when I'd be vlogging, right, I would get the views, but I think because it wasn't niched, it wasn't as consistent, so I didn't get as much views
Yeah.
and subscribers. So Employment Wednesdays being consistent, being a podcast, being every Wednesday, and being the quality that it is, it actually brought more subscribers. It brought a bit of more money compared to back then. Yeah, so it became better. Because I think sometimes we want to do certain things. It's like, I think even, unfortunately, I have to refer to her again. I think even Bumi spoke about it the other time where she's like, I had to be honest with myself. I'm not a vlogger. I
Yeah, I
prefer
remember
conversation.
that, yeah.
Same. I'm that person. And you've seen, man, even in my day-to-day life, like as opposed to going to groove or dancing, I want to do dinner. Because I want to talk,
Yeah.
so that works a bit better for me. So, yeah, the vlogging thing didn't impact me negatively. It just becomes awkward because everybody does ask me, like, how? I was like, look, shoot. Because also, one thing about me, I'll ask, like, can I vlog?
Personally, if I'm being honest, there's some videos of me there on your YouTube that I can't even get through them because I'm like, Yvonne, I was clearly tipsy. Like, why? Why? Yo, I used to enjoy watching them back. Some moments where a lot of the moments were actually beautiful. But sometimes you're like, hey, bro,
Why was I
I don't want to
sitting
see.
like
I don't want
that?
to see myself live. Like, I don't want. Is this how mang me le mang clearly?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bit. That was a bit awkward for me. But then I'm awkward about everything, so it doesn't really matter.
So yeah, it's that. But I'm gonna slowly go back into it. And besides that, guys, vloggers, I'll give them a 10 out of 10. That different vlogging is
looks
hard.
like, yeah.
It takes a lot
Yeah.
of editing, music, background. Like, it's too much admin. You see this here? I've paid my money. I get my stuff. I upload the stuff and I move on. But with vlogging, I need to
You have
check
to sit- it does
and
seem like
see
a lot of
and
work.
remove certain things, sound and all of that. So yeah, it's a bit too much.
Yeah. So do you have like so you've been doing this for 3 seasons, right? And you are happy with how things have been going, with the growth. It's amazing. We all love to see it. Do you see yourself evolving? Like, do you see it changing? And maybe like going a different direction. Maybe not yet. Maybe like I don't know. I'm just trying to ask if because when I listened to your interview with Mbumi, she spoke about because she's had a lot of things on her channel,
Yeah.
right? A lot of different things, different ways of sharing
Yeah.
content with us, and sometimes Oti she would do something, and then she's able to realize when
It doesn't work.
when it doesn't work
Yeah.
anymore, when it has run its course.
Yes.
Do you see that happening with Employment Wednesday? Do you see yourself getting to a point where one day you're like, Yazini, I've interviewed each and every profession, Sengsele, Sengsele or president, or people that you can't, have access to, but do you still yourself getting to a point where you're like, you know what? I think I've served my my purpose when it comes to Employment Wednesday. I'm still gonna, like keep the same theme, but I'm gonna do it differently, or do you see? Do you see yourself walking away from this completely and doing something that you never?
No, I would not walk away from it because I think if there's anything I'm so convinced and so sure of is one of my biggest callings is this.
Yeah.
And I know this because God is just taking his time with me. Because like I'm saying, like for instance, right, you did say that success is not on the numbers and on what you get on return. It's just also just what you put out there and whether you achieve that goal. If you're saying you're going to put out something on Wednesday, you do it, that's a success. But when I think about the process that I go through for this, sometimes you get ghosted by guests,
Yeah.
sometimes you run late and there's this, there's that. So I feel like because it's a God thing, the only time I would walk away from it is if God was to say so. But I think I would definitely take it is going to go to a different direction. If ever I do get to a point where I hit the ceiling, of which I don't think it's anytime soon. Maybe,
Yeah.
like, because the people that I look up to, man, they've been doing podcasts like your Jay
For a very long
Sherry's,
time.
your Stephen
Yeah.
Bartlett.
Yo.
Like there's South Africa, there's Africa is big, there's Europe. So I think in expanding, I would obviously want to move out of South Africa, move out of Africa, move into Europe, North America, and all of that. And also, if I do happen to get to a point where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm enough with careers, like in terms of interviewing actual professions, I can find something that is in alignment. Because, like you say, like for instance, typical example, wisdom and wellness, right? It is the podcast domain, right? Umpomi is the actual brand, but within that,
lot
there's
of
different
things,
things.
yeah.
So I could say, okay, guys, we're taking a break with careers. Let's go into book clubs. We're taking a break with book clubs. Let's go into weight loss.
Yeah.
We're taking a break with weight loss. Let's go into. So
can
my
always
biggest
evolve.
thing, yes, my biggest thing is making sure that Employment Wednesdays is a sustainable brand. But besides Employment Wednesdays, Yvonne Princess Shabangu is a sustainable brand. I'm not just in this position whereby it's if she's not doing career stuff, then there's nothing else to do.
Wait, the more you say it, Yabo,
Uh-huh.
like, my mind is like, how did you come up with the name? Why Employment Wednesday?
So it was a Wednesday. Remember when I was doing it? When I was doing it,
It was a Wednesday. Yo,
yes, it was a Wednesday, guys. It was a Wednesday
what
afternoon.
happened on this?
It was a Wednesday afternoon. I had my first video with the person
So,
on Instagram.
on,
ne?
on that was it planned for a Wednesday, or did you just go live and then?
Yes. So I say to a person, hey, I would like to do this. Can we do an interview on Instagram on a Wednesday, right? Then I
Wait,
noticed
on a
after.
Wednesday, child.
Then I noticed after. I'm like, Wednesday. And then I'm like, what do we talk about? So I'm like, we talk about employment related matters because when it's all said and done, all of these professions, doctor, nurses, whatever, it's all under employment. So I wanted to find a thing that just encompasses, like, that's very broad and not limiting. Because I knew that if I say employment, you're employed in the medical industry, you're employed in the law industry. It makes it broad. Though sometimes I worry about the Wednesday.
Why?
Because what if I want to change to a different date?
Like Employment Monday.
No. Like I'm just saying, remember the Wednesday part of it also aligns with the fact that it drops
think-
on Wednesdays. So I always wonder, would it make sense to carry the name on a dropping
I
on a
feel like
different day?
you can market everything and like anything and everything, you know.
Yeah.
There are people who sell things with names that don't make sense. Kodwa, when you actually ask questions, you learn ukuthi they have
You
to
understand.
change and they couldn't like lose the brand because the brand itself has so much power.
Yeah.
So I think I think Employment Wednesday works. It's just it's like
It's random.
Employment-
it sounds
very
random.
random.
It
Employment
was a
Wednesday.
Wednesday afternoon.
yeah, no.
So yeah, there's that. And then I'm saying your time does fly, hey?
Oh my god. I didn't think I'm allowed to scream.
So I do want to ask something, right? So many people have started their jobs, right? A lot of graduates have started their
Wait, are you
jobs.
asking me?
Yes, like we're just
God.
going to talk about it. It's
Okay.
nothing intense. So I know that a lot of graduates have started new jobs from the 6th of January, right? They're going into new industries, whether it's law, whether it's medicine, whatever industry that you're going into. What do you wish, going back to the first day you started articles, what pep talk do you wish someone had actually sat you down and said, this is what's up?
Yo, my God. Yazin, I feel like I should be a guest next time, eh?
You have tea?
No, like sometimes, I'm grateful for where I am right now because, I remember Nonjablu and I used to speak about how lost, we got a lot. Like when you start working, obviously you imagine, oh my God, this is where I'm going to work. It's a big, law firm, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be amazing. I think I wish I had somebody, to remind me that I am the magic, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
you are the
didn't-
engine.
I didn't hitchhike my way into that
Yes.
position or that employment, that at that particular firm. I worked for it, I earned it, and I deserve to be there. And remind me every day that I need to own that. I think I was very, looking back, but I think I
Yeah.
was very anxious, I was worried about a lot of things, how well I was going to perform,
Sure.
whether I was gonna, understand the work. Like so many things that shouldn't have occupied my mind did. So I think I would have loved to have somebody to remind me, of that, to remind me of the fact that I can do it. You know, I earned it. I deserve it. And yeah, so I think that would be my advice to somebody who is starting a new job right now. Is the fact, like, you need to wake up every day knowing that, you know, you are
You've
the shit.
earned it.
Like, you are that person. You've earned it. You are good at that. They are lucky to have you just as much as you're lucky to work at that particular place. So yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, my biggest one is knowing that mistakes are not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because I do think that as juniors or as young professionals, when we make the mistake, it's almost as if we want to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
We hide, we're afraid. So I feel like don't hide your mistakes. And I'm not saying just go around making lousy mistakes, right? But I'm just saying that have an understanding that you're not going to be perfect. And unfortunately or fortunately, university does not prepare you for the workplace like
Yeah.
that. So you are going to meet challenges. You're going to meet different people. So knowing that, make mistakes and talk to your colleagues. I'm not saying befriend your colleagues, but talk to them. Have a network within the workplace. Have people that are able to vouch for you. Guys, speak in meetings. And I know that TikTok is telling you nothing for my side works. That stuff doesn't work.
It does
because
not.
you negotiate your
It does
salary,
not.
you negotiate your promotion. By the way, senior legal advisors in the house.
I thought you were seeing someone. I'm like, Aibo, do you have a surprise guest?
Yes,
That's
you,
on point.
you must always speak for yourself. You know, when you want to improve yourself, speak for yourself, and no one will come to you and say your salary is little or your role is now boring. If you feel like your role has become redundant, speak to your superiors.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think also one thing that I've learned is that, because I struggle with I used to. Now I'm anjao. But back then I used to struggle with, you know, saying things in meetings. And sometimes what people don't realize is that it's not just about feeling like you don't have something to say, right? I don't know. I don't like looking stupid. You know that about
Yes.
me. I if I'm gonna do something, I better be 99.999% sure that it's good, that it's needed, that it's gonna succeed, which
Sure.
is not always good. I have realized looking back that quality is more important than quantity. There are people who are very popular at work, guys, and when you look back, that thing doesn't really work for them. You know, it doesn't really benefit them. You are known, but then when it's time for you to leave, or when it's time for them to get rid of you, they get rid of you. But for me, I don't think I spoke to as many people as I would have liked to. But the people that I did have a relationship with, I invested my all into those relationships. And like, when I tell you how many times of people have come through for me, you know, yeah,
It works.
yeah, it shocks me to this day.
Yeah.
But so sometimes if you struggle with speaking up at meetings, being the most popular person in the office, just find people that you look up to, people that you like, and just hold on to those people
Yeah.
and water those relationships. And when the time comes, those are the people that will actually fight for you. Even though maybe like when you initially started the relationship, that was not your intention, but they actually do hold you down.
Yeah, no, that's true. Whatever you do, make sure that you find your people and let them be in your corner. In closing, what is the season of your life?
I'm in my Shonda Rhimes era.
Okay.
I am. I mean, I want, you know me, man. I haven't been doing a lot. I think after motherhood, I sort of like, a lot happened. You know, school, what. I think now I want to do things, you know, even if I don't know whether they're gonna work out or not. I want to let go of control. So I think this season is surrendering. You know, this season is, you know, let's just give it a shot, see what happens. So that's where I'm at. I'm taking it easy, but I am gonna try a lot of different things, hopefully.
All right,
So,
love
and
that.
for you,
I was
what can we expect to the season on Employment Wednesday?
Okay, guys. So before I go into that, this season of my life is release. So every idea I've hoarded, it's gonna come out. So I'm laying my cross before you guys. You guys can judge me. You can do whatever you want, but I'm putting all my ideas out there. I'm studying all the things that I've delayed to start. And in terms of Employment Wednesdays, you are going to see more men. I've heard the cry.
Oh God.
You are going to see more men. The men are agreeing. The men said they will come. You will see more men. We'll hear what they have to say.
Is this okay? Let me interrupt you. I blame your dad. I blame your dad. But yeah.
Yeah, so you are going to see more men, and it's gonna be a beautiful season. You guys are welcome to DM me or email me if you have any guest suggestions. I'm happy to hear that. If you have any also topic theme suggestions that you think we can cover them up, you're welcome to do so. And thank you so much for honoring
Thank you.
my
Next
my
time I'm gonna come back
space.
as a guest.
Yes,
But
definitely.
friend, I'm proud of you. I hope you have an amazing and successful third season of Employment Wednesday. You're going to kill it.
Thank you so much. Cheers to that.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.